Right now, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Ron Overholt. Ron is no stranger to the problems of information exchange and technology in the courts. For 9 years, he was Chief Executive Officer of the Superior Court of Alameda. For 11 years, he's been Chief Deputy Director of the Administrative Office of the Courts. And now he is our Interim Administrative Director of the Courts. I think we're in large part here because Ron is such a friend and supporter for the cause of court improvement for families and children. So please welcome Ron Overholt.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you, Don. I think what Don mentioned in terms of I've been in the courts for 33 years, going back to the dark ages in the 70s in San Diego, and I think one of the major changes that I've seen in the court system over the years, and it hasn't been an accident in the process. It was a stated goal of the Judicial Council and a stated goal of Chief Justice Ron George and Bill Vickery, and now with our new Chief Justice, Tani Cantil-Sakaue, and our council members who are here. Access to justice is the #1 goal of the Judicial Council, and that means access to justice for everyone. It's not just felony cases, it's not just big civil cases, but it's all cases. And so, I think that's one of the principal changes that I've seen in the court system over the years, and being able to see you all here collaborating, doing what we can to improve justice for our youth is a huge component of that and says a lot. So we appreciate you all being here. We know with dwindling resources, money, people, time, that it is an investment for you to be here, and we're very grateful that you've taken that time. I think our Blue Ribbon Commission on Children in Foster Care really pointed out something that we probably already knew intuitively, and that we in different agencies and different parts of the government in all sorts of different places don't share very well. It's like we don't play well in the sandbox. Well, we don't share information very well. We tend to guard it as being ours, and we're so focused on what it is that we need to do that we sort of forget that we're part of a system, and it would be a system that works that would really be to the benefit of our children. And so I think that's something that the Blue Ribbon Commission on Children in Foster Care learned in the process, and why this meeting was arranged for you all to be here to further that goal of increasing the sharing of information across all of the different areas that support children. So we're so glad that you're here, and we hope that you take the opportunity to foster that as you spend the rest of today and tomorrow. One of the large areas that we can address in terms of improving information sharing, we know, is technology, and I know you're going to focus on Wednesday on technology, but I did want to mention, I heard someone mention this morning the case management system that's been developed by the courts, and the sort of the trouble that we've had with that. The good news is it's built. We will have it delivered to us within a week or so. So contrary to things you've heard, it is not shut down. It works. We've had 2 independent reviews by consultants that was ordered by the legislature and the Bureau of State Audits. Those reviews have been completed, and the report card from those consultants was that this is a very good system that will work and does what it was intended to do. So Diane Nunn and our folks from CFCC have spent a lot of hours contributing to the system so that it will be able to assist in terms of the sharing of information. And just so you know, we built into that system 121 data exchanges so that we will be able to exchange data with various other agencies, various other entities of government. So not just will you be able to go online and see what information is available with all the appropriate security, but we will be able to build exchanges at a relatively low cost so that all of you don't have to go out and buy a new system or get rid of what you have and use the case management system. We will be deploying to 2 early adopter courts so that we'll have the experience of having the system up and running in 2 courts, San Luis Obispo and Ventura. San Luis Obispo, and I think there's a lot of distrust, some of it warranted, as I was hearing Orange County's experience with the state, and some of it is just historical, a lot of distrust between local government and the state. And so when I went to San Luis Obispo to talk to their county folks, their district attorney, public defender, probation, their tech people, their county administrator, about participating in CCMS, they really wanted nothing to do with it. And they had heard so many horror stories about, what this was going to be, and they hadn't participated in the development. So, the state coming and saying, we have something for you, didn't really turn them on initially. But as we talked more about it and we were able to get our technical people together to look at it, they warmed to the idea, and ultimately the county administrator said, we want it. Our agencies have identified 21 of the 121 exchanges that we want to build to, and we will pay our share to build those exchanges, which was a real breakthrough. And part of the breakthrough, I think, was that they identified their cost to be able to build their exchanges at around $800,000. $800,000. Which was not the billions and the bankrupt the county and all the horror, things that we've heard about that this system was going to require for other agencies of government and other branches to be able to tap into it and to use it. So they have been busy doing that. The Chief Justice will be in San Luis Obispo to meet with those judges and justice system partners next month to further the conversation around this. And it'll be very important that San Luis Obispo and Ventura be the first to get it up and running in all case types so that it can really kind of show what it can do. We run into, I think, 2 significant issues. One has to do with the economy, so that's sort of hard to avoid because it's been sort of a global issue, and we're not exempt from that. And so in order to keep the courts open, we've had to reallocate funds that were otherwise set aside for the case management system. That's understandable, but it's slowed things down. The other issue that we have, I think, is also related to the economy, but it's more political. And so what we have is a quite loud but small vocal group of judges primarily, and that go to the Capitol, talk to legislators, and claim that the system is no good, that we shouldn't spend any money on it, and that the legislature should shut it down. We need other voices to be equally as loud, indicating to legislators, including Assemblymember Bell, who is here and will certainly understand the message, how important it is to be able to exchange information between the courts and the various other entities of government and agencies to be able to provide better service to our kids. So I would ask that of you, that focus on the area that is your expertise and your area, that the legislators need to know how important it is for you to have information and be able to provide it to the courts so that judges and commissioners can make informed decisions when they have important decisions to make in their courtroom. The business model that we have, where you have a piece of paper that you have in your hand and you drive downtown and hand it to a clerk who puts it in a folder and then puts it on a shelf and waits for somebody to come look at it, is ancient. It's ridiculous in this age when you'll go online and do your banking. You'll go online and book your your airplane ticket. You'll go online and book your hotel. You'll go online and do all sorts of e-business. We're under a business model that requires handling a piece of paper. And that's, you sort of get out of your system what you put into it, and we haven't put anything into our system short of the CCMS development in many years. So we need, as a system and as courts, to get into the e-business and the ability to actually share information, which, again, is sort of the point of us all being here, so that we can provide adequate service and justice to our children. So on behalf of Chief Justice Kantil Sakaue, I want to welcome you and thank you for your time and efforts here today. I know it's going to be, you're going to be working, apparently. I'll stay and work for a while, but I hope you enjoy your time here, and welcome to our Northern Central Regional Office of the AOC. Thanks.